Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Man, I've got a smash hit today. We're going to learn how to do Far Behind by Candlebox. So, guitarist Peter Klett's got some really great riffs in this, and then just an epic guitar solo. So we're going to take care of the whole thing today. I hope you guys will follow along. Now, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell so you know new lessons and all that stuff. Kind of really helps YouTube push it out to new people. And if you really want to support what I do here on YouTube, check out my Guitar Academy. You're going to see a link to it in the description below. You get a free 7-day trial. You get full access to all my courses, personalized support from me, live video chats with me every weekend. So hopefully you'll come and join us. We've got a great community over there, so just click that link below. All right, so I'm in standard tuning here. We're going to start here with this intro. He's going to be doing it up here at the 10th fret. So you're going to start the 10th fret on the A, then the 10th fret on the B, and then back down to the 10th fret on the A, and then back to that 10th fret on the B, but this time slide it up to 12th fret. And then you're going to play the 10th fret there on the A, and then back to the 10 on the B. Then hit the open E, and then come over to these, let that keep ringing. 8th fret on the B and 7th fret on the high E string. Hit that a couple times, and then down to the 5th fret on the high E, 7th fret there on the B. And hit that a couple times. Then go to a D major chord, so you're going to mute that E, hit the open D string, and just holding a regular D major chord, pick a cross after the open D, E, B, G. And then we have this. Just right in the beginning, right before the vocals come in. So it's more intricate at the very beginning. So we have this 0, 2, 3 on the A string, then play the 2nd fret there on the D, let that ring, open G, and then the 3rd fret there on the B. And then as you're holding that, you're gonna have the open high E, then the note on the B string there, that D, and then open G. So pick across the high E to the G string twice. So. And then the vocals come in and we start the riff over again. Now here we have a different ending. He's going to take that same chord we were doing before, kind of a C add 9, and just strum across it. And then he starts picking, kind of pick from the A string to the D, the G, and then take the note on the A string down 1 fret to the 2nd fret, and pick across the same strings again. And then start over. From there, it's kind of the same thing over and over again the rest of the song. You're always leaving off on the 2nd fret there on the A. And the picking doesn't have to be over accurate. You just kind of mix it up every single time, and then just. And then it gets to the chorus after you've done that for a while. It's quite a long verse. And then it gets to the chorus, so it's like this. So that's this G power chord here. So it's the G major chord, but mute the A string. So you just have the root and 5th of the chord here. So it's a big open G power chord. To this E major, it's this E power chord here at the 7th fret of the A, 9th on the D, 9th on the G. So around that, you have the open E, open B, and open high E. So. Then take it down to the D power chord. So you're just playing these 3 strings now. The 5th fret on the A, 7th on the D and the G. From there, 0, 2 on the A, into the C power chord at the 3rd fret of the A string. And then I like to end it just the 2nd fret on the A, open D and open G. We have this. repeat. Back to the E. So after the second time, you're just gonna go from there. Go the octave here, so the 7th fret on the A, 9th fret on the G. 7, 9, 10, 9, and then 5 on the off the A, 5th fret there, and then back to the 7. All right, then it gets through the verse again, the same verse as before, and then the same chorus, except we don't end it with those the octaves. It's just. And then we get to the solo section. So now before the solo, we have the rhythm part that we got to take care of. So the rhythm part is very similar. We're going to start with just the chorus riff. Twice. And then after the chorus riff is twice, we're going to do a little variation on it. Then to this G power chord. Kind of hold that. You're going to see this again in the outro of the song. So G power chord, strum it a little bit. Into that E power chord again. And then you're going to slide into that power chord. So go down 2 frets, back up to the 7th fret. And then repeat. Back to that G power chord, and back to the E. Now on the repeat of that part, when we get to the E, back to the thing, E, and back sliding back to that E, and then that takes us to the jam section. Now before we do that, we're going to take a look at the solo. So here's the solo, and then I'll show you how to play it note for note. All right, so that is a great solo. So we're going to start here on the neck pickup here. So we're going to start here with this little phrase. So that's going to start here at the 12th fret on the G, hammer on 14. And then pick it a couple times, and then back down to 12. So, do that again. And then from there we have this. So that's going to start with that 12 again, hammer on 14, pick 14 a couple times, and pull off to the 12. And then over to a bend at the 15th fret on the B string. So a couple of bends there at the 15th fret there on the B. And then we have this. So that's just a few series of bends. You're going to play the 12th fret on the high E into a 15th fret bend on the B. Like 5 times. So altogether we have this. Then we got to start over with that same phrase we started with. Well, actually, the one with the pull off. So we hammer on 12 to 14. Pick that a couple times. Pull off to 12. Into a couple of bends at the 15th fret again on the B string. And then we have this little line. So that's going to start here at the 12th fret on the high E string. You're going to hammer 12 to 14, back over to 15 on the B, and then come back over to the high E string. You're going to play 12, 14, 15 into a whole step bend. Then release the bend and play 15, 14, 15 on the high E string, and it's a series of 3 half-step bends from the 14th fret on the high E. Now when I get there is when I reach over and go to the treble pickup. So it's a good spot for me because then it starts to get to a different pickup. So that's a good spot where you're kind of doing those bends there. And then that last bend, you're going to pick it, release, pull off to 12, over to 15 on the B, back to 12 on the high E string, into a bend at the 15th fret on the B string. So all the way. And then we have this fast lick. So that's gonna start on the high E string, 12th fret, pull off 15, 12 on the B string, and then bend and release at the 14th fret there on the G, pull off to 12, over to 14 on the D, back to that 12 on the G, and then back to that 14 on the D. And then he goes into this double stop here at the 12th fret on the G and the B, and then over to 14th fret there on the D. Sorry. That's when the wah pedal kind of kicks in. I'm not going to kind of do a wah here because it kind of masks the notes that you're trying to hear when you're learning. And then, so after that, and then we had this. So that's going to be hammering 12 to 14 on the D, over to 12 on the G, back to that 14 on the D. Sorry. Then roll over to 14, 12, 14 on the G, down to 12, back to that 14 on the D. And then that's going to be 12 on the D, 14, back to 12, and 14, 12 on the A. Then he hits the open E string right there. So we had this over so far. So that when you hit that open E, that's kind of when it starts the next lick. So that starts with the open E string, into the bend at the 15th fret on the B string, and then up to the high E string, 12th fret, pull off 15, 12 on the B string, and then bend and release the 14th fret on the G, pull off to 12, back into a bend at the 14th fret there on the G. From there, it goes 12, 15 on the B, then 14 on the G to 12 on the B. And then a bend and release at the 14th fret on the G, pull off to 12, over to 14 on the D, and then I think it's 14, 12 again on the G, back to that 12, 14th fret on the D. So I had this. All right, now we start this little ascending lick. I'll kind of stop right there. So we're going to start here, 10 on the A. This is heavily palm muted. 10 on the A to 12 on the low E string. And then you're going to play 12, 10 on the A. And then play 12, slide up to 14. and then 12, 14 on the D. And then it sounds like he goes, at least when he's playing live, he does those double stops more, but you kind of do this. After you slide up and you play that 12, 14 on the D, you can just go 14 on the G, back to the 14 on the D, and then back to the 14 on the G, down to the 12 on the G. Or when you go over to those, you can hit the double stops over there. So whatever you want. When he plays live, you can hear more of that, but on the recording, you don't hear too much of the double stop. So after that 12th fret there, you play 14, 12 on the D string, and then there's a quick little blues leg into the 14th fret bend on the G, and then he kind of repeats this like a few times, which is the hammering on the 12th fret, hammer on the 15th fret from the 12. So it's 12, hammer 15 on the B, and then back down to that 14 on the G to repeat it. So we have this, start it with a bend, and then after you've done that a few times, it's going to end with a bend and release of the 14 on the G, pull off to 12, back to that 14 on the G. So we have this. All right, and then it has the last little lick in the solo. It looks like this. So after you've done this, then you're gonna just start back over here on to start this last little ascending thing. We're gonna go back to the 12th fret on the B. You're gonna hammer on to 15 from 12, back over to 14 on the G, and then back for that hammer on from 12 to 15 on the B string. And then go over to the 12th fret on the high E and slide up to 14. Then you're gonna play 15, 17 on the B string, and then 14, 15, 17 on the high E, into a couple of bends there. It kind of does a bend and release and then bends it back up there at the 17th fret on the high E. So with this. Hold that, pick it again, release, pull off to 15, and then over to 17 on the B, and another bend and release and bend on the 17th. So that's a step and a half bend. So it's a bigger bend. So we had this. All right, now that takes us to, I just call this like the jam section. It's kind of off of a E dominant 7 sharp 9 chord or the Hendrix chord. So it looks like this. To the kind of the outro section of the song. All right, so that's it's pretty simple. So this is the chord he's hitting there: 7th fret on the A, 6 on the D, 7 on the G, and 8 on the B. Very common chord in the rock echelon. So we have this open E string first, then you hit that chord, and then 1, 2, 3 hits on the low E, and then hits that chord again. So that's the riff. It's like 1 hit and then 3 hits. So all together. Repeat. And then at the end of it, we have this little, so that's sliding into 7 on the A, then to 5, and then 7, 6, 5 on the low E string, then open E. And then we get to the actual outro section. It looks like this. All right, so that's just a G power chord. So this G power chord is basically, I covered this already, but it's just a G major chord, but mute the note on the A string, so mute that with the bottom of the finger. So it's just the root and fifth of the chord. It's a G power chord, open G power chord. So he's kind of strumming that. So this is basically the rhythm that we saw in the solo here, which goes to this E with all the open strings around, and then that slide back from the D chord back up. So this happened in the solo rhythm, and then back to the G. Now the second time through the chords there in this outro, instead of going back to doing that, we have that same little fill that we ended the previous section with, which is that 7, 5 on the A, 7, 6, 5, 0, and on the low E, and then back to the G. So far we have this. So the E power chord, and we slide up to it. Back to the G, to the E, that little descending lick, repeat. E, slide up to it now, back to the G, back to the E, now that ending, which is going to take that little lick and repeat it 3 times. And then end the song with that G power chord. All right, so it is a great song. Just smash it back in the day. And Peter Klett's got a great, it's got a nice riff to it too, but the solo is just really, really cool. So hope you guys enjoyed learning. I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.